First, the challenger. He fights out of the red corner. He wears blue with yellow trim. He scaled 153 1/4 pounds. His professional record, perfect. 12 fights, 12 victories, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Kissimmee, Florida. Please welcome the undefeated knockout king of Kissimmee, ANTRAVEOUS Ingram. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a defending champion. He wears white with red trim. He scalped the super welterweight limit of 154 pounds, bang on. Professional record, 9 victories, 1 defeat, with 7 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Havana, Cuba, please welcome the reigning and defending WBA Continental America Super Welterweight Champion, Yoelvis La Hoya Gomez.
There you go, guys. I want to see a good fight, okay? No low blow, no behind head, and no holding, okay? Touch him up.
Yoelvis Gomez, nicknamed the Jewel or La Joya.
Ingram.
He said he entered a competition and they said you had to have a nickname when he was an amateur, and his family said, "You're the Jewel. That's what we're going to call you." So that's where his nickname came from. As for Ingram, this is his 2nd fight in 43 days. He wants to stay busy, but this is by far the toughest test of his young career. Here we go. Ingram in the blue and yellow, Yoelvis Gomez in the white and red. Gomez, like most Cubans, has a fascinating story of how they got to America. He said he was able to get to Guatemala and then walked to the United States across the border. Nice right hand there from Ingram. But it was a very treacherous journey. Said he was robbed, beaten, but he's here living his dream. Said he always dreamed of coming to the United States and being a professional fighter.
You know, talking to people around Gomez this week, one of the things they said when they were talking about his first loss is that, hey, when he got to the U.S., there's some issues taking things as seriously as he needed to take them. Had a little bit too much fun early on in his career. He settled in over his last few fights, dropped back down to 154 pounds, where they think he can be the most dangerous in boxing.
I live in Florida now, Chris, and we call that the Cuban curse down in Miami. A lot of these Cuban fighters come over here, they defect, and they start to live in that Miami life, and that's not what a boxer needs, especially on the early come up.
Well, he was saying he lived in Vegas.
Oh, straight left hand, a snapping shot.
Vegas and LA for Gomez to start his years in the U.S.
Let go.
Gomez,
No holding.
Did a great job
Let
taking advantage of the taller man on the way in and the way out.
Gomez already finding openings here in round 1, but Ingram said, listen, this guy fades late. He starts strong. I've got to weather the storm.
Which is an interesting take, given that Gomez is the guy that's gone 10 rounds a few times, and Ingram's never been in a 10-round fight.
Gomez did a good job of setting traps to see how he lands a couple of shots and then backs out, but he backs out low. Doesn't get tall, makes himself a very small target on the way out. Waiting for the taller man to step over that critical distance line and fire like that.
Ingram, a 3-1 underdog in this fight, but he said, if you bet on me, it's easy money. But right now, nothing's easy for this round for Ingram, as Gomez is landing power shot after power shot.
Ingram making a big mistake with his footwork. He's bringing his back foot up to his front foot and trotting forward. Gomez is timing that step each and every time. That's why he's able to hit him at will on the way in. Look at that back foot. It's coming up.
No holding.
Almost some hammer fists there from Ingram.
Good harsh right hand from Ingram. the southpaw position. I think he just stepped through.
Stop!
Escúchame a mí, Dame eso. Toma aire. Toma aire, cojones. Aquí el secreto está, oye lo que te voy a decir, el secreto está en la rodilla. Vocéale, Gómez. Tú le estás pegando porque él no te encuentra. Eso clinch, men, vas a perder la energía por gusto.
Here we've seen some of those well-timed, well-placed, precise punches from Gomez. Look how he takes his time, even uses that lead hand as a measuring stick to look for the openings. Great punch variation shown there by Gomez in round one.
Been in all kinds of pressure situations. Said he was a big-time high school football player. Said I love playing here in the Kissimmee area. I'm used to playing in front of my family and friends. I perform when the stakes are high, and they've never been higher than they are right now for the unbeaten 26-year-old.
And the challenge for Ingram is going to be finding a stationary target. Good head movement so far for Gomez. Great footwork as well.
The real difference I see between these two is the footwork. You see the balance of Gomez. Slides in, slides out, always in position to punch. And Ingram, just like that, right on cue, stepping through as he punches, losing his balance, falling off balance, getting pushed around.
This body work from Gomez is going to pay off as this fight continues. He lands some really good shots to the midsection.
And in typical Cuban style, keeps the head moving. In between punches, on the way out.
And slick in there, Gomez. He's watched no tape on Ingram, but I know I will knock him out, he said.
Looks like he's having fun in there.
Yeah. Ingram shelling up a lot here in the opening rounds, but again, that's what he said he was preparing to do. He was going to finish strong. Wanted to get Gomez to tire himself out a little bit.
You know what I love about the Cuban style, we're going to see it in the heavyweight main event tonight as well in Perro, is that subtle defense. Smooth, slick, doesn't even look like they're trying, but they're making you miss, and then they explode on offense.
That right hook of Gomez is a big shot, that looping right hook. I think if there's a knockout in this fight, it's going to come from that looping right hook.
Hold me. Nick, stop.
Right on cue.
Stop.
Oh, boy.
Nick, you okay? Okay. When I say stop, you have to stop, okay? Hey, stand there. Go there. Time. You're not going to do this anytime. You understand that? Okay, I'm here for you, okay? You understood? Hey, you understood? Go there. You okay? Time in. Box. And as I stop, you have to stop.
All right, we got that cleaned up. At least for now, good body shot from Gomez. And guys, the way this is going, Ingram has got to do something different.
I don't know if he has the skills to do anything different. Yeah. You know, he's an athletic guy, but he's got someone in front of him that just looks too smooth tonight, too much experience.
Yeah, the difference in class is pretty obvious. You've got a guy with nearly 250 amateur fights going up with a guy against a guy with less than 10 who was a football player for most of his young life.
Stop!
Take a deep breath. Listen, there's no need for that shit here. Okay? Listen, we understand, but you can't. I understand, but you gotta stop. We got 10-round fight. Listen to me, Trey. You cannot lose focus. Okay? He's doing that shit on purpose to lose focus. You cannot lose focus. You coming out throwing shots, hard shots, and he's gonna catch you with some bullshit shit. Keep jabbing, Papi. You're doing good. Don't let him throw you off the game plan, all right? Here we go. Open your mouth. Let's go. Be good. All right? Yeah, exactly. You got, and then when he did some shit, you're supposed to look at the corner. How you feeling?
we're seeing some of that beautiful offense and defense seamlessly transitioning there from Gomez. Always keeps that head moving, which creates openings. You saw him roll under, even though there wasn't a punch coming. He did it, and it created an opening with the right hand. And you mentioned that right hook. That's one of his best shots that he's landed tonight to the head and the body.
Let's see if Ingram starts to step things up a little bit.
Limpio.
Said his parents never let him box when he was younger. But once he got out of college, he said he went to a local boxing gym, just walked in there, and they said, okay, let's see what you got. And they threw him in there with the best fighter they had in the gym to sort of teach him a lesson or show him how tough boxing is. And Travius said, I beat him up. And they instantly said, hey, you can be somebody in this sport. And since then, he's dedicated himself to the sweet science. And while there is a massive skill difference on display here, or so it seems, I mean, Ingram's only been fighting for 3 or 4 years, only 8 amateur fights, so all things considered, he's doing really well.
Yeah, credit to him for getting to this 12-0 record at this stage with the background that he has, and taking a fight like this against the decorated Cuban like Gomez.
And he came in to win. He's not laying down. He's still looking for ways to win. He just doesn't have a lot of tools in the tool chest right now. But you can definitely see the athleticism that he brings. A lot of physical talent there in Ingram.
This is his 9th fight in Orlando, 9th straight, actually. The other 2 were right down the road in Kissimmee. So all his fights have been here on the I-4 corridor. Good right hand and then a left from La Hoya.
Yeah,
and Ingram maybe wobbled a little bit. He's going to plant his feet and slug it out.
Ingram landed a good right hook there as well. Gomez took it well.
Rick, stop no punch, stop no punch. Okay.
A smile on the face from Ingram. He'd love this to turn into a slugfest. He's hoping Gomez will just open up with him. Oh, whoa!
Traded shots there.
The crowd sensing maybe Ingram got him better than he got hit.
There you go.
Gomez looks a little unsteady, holding on for the first time tonight.
Okay.
That is a hell of a chin on Ingram. He has taken some big shots in this round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job.
Crowd trying to urge Ingram on. And to be fair, he might have a little momentum going as Gomez at least is seemingly a little more cautious right now.
Yeah, he's fighting more in a defensive posture over the last 15, 20 seconds.
And he's not able to evade those shots like he was earlier. He might have got rung by that shot a few moments ago.
There's a body shot from Ingram. Haven't seen many of those.
Ingram had made the observation that Gomez does tire. Could we be seeing shades of that here?
And now Ingram coming forward.
Stop.
Oh, that left hand just missed at the bell.
Listen, you got to watch out for undefeated fighters. They don't know how to lose. And Ingram did not come here to lose.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Diego Pacheco is back Saturday, December the 13th from beautiful Stockton, California. Chris Mannix, I know you're very excited to head back out to Central California for this one.
Big fan of Central California. Big fan of Diego Pacheco, who is a rising star in the 168-pound division. And there was that big shot from Ingram. That clearly got the attention of Gomez, who landed a shot of his own, but Ingram's shown a heck of a chin up until this point.
Yeah, I mean, there was a clear shift in the fight, from then on. Once that shot landed, we see more of Ingram coming forward and landing on Gomez. That defense not quite as sharp as it was earlier.
Gomez pushing up that glove against his face, snuck in the uppercut. Good deceptive move there from Ingram.
But guys, I think you'll agree that round 3 at least gives Ingram and his fans here some hope that he can win this fight.
Absolutely, the fight broke out in round 3.
And I think you know, Chris, right? Like when you hurt somebody, that's got to be inspiring for you, especially someone that's on maybe a different level than you in terms of talent.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the card, certain opponents, if they can make contact, they feel like they're in the fight. If a guy can hurt you, then he really knows he's in the fight. If I can hit you, I can hurt you. If I can hurt you, I can stop you. And that's what Ingram is thinking right now.
That right hand touched Gomez.
And the difference that happened in that last round where Ingram was able to land that shot, he started punching with Gomez. He wasn't going your turn, my turn. And he caught Gomez while he was trying to be offensive. He should go back to that.
Man, you got to really trust your chin to do that. He clearly does at this point.
I mean, all the heavy shots that he's taken and walked through, I trust it as well.
Ingram circling now. If he wants to get Gomez to tire out, he's got to make him work.
Ooh, good body shot with that right hand. He really digs. Again, I spoke about his balance earlier. You see that with those big right hands.
Good job by Ingram to keep that left hand up by his jaw.
Oh, well-timed overhand left there.
Yeah, Gomez trying to pull out all the tricks, isn't he? And what is that? Ingram, I called it earlier like a power fist or a super, or like a chopping.
Yeah, there it was again. He chops down with that lead hand. It's a weak, weird jab. It's a dangerous punch because your hand is leaving home for a really long time when you do that. It's going to be wide open for that left hand from Gomez.
And a lot of times you see some of the better fighters in boxing use it as a way to knock down the right hand, the defensive hand, so they can follow up with a different shot.
That's the guard manipulation.
Yeah, guard pull, but he's not using it as that. He's using it as like a scoring blow, but again, dangerous punch to use.
Couple right hands there from Ingram.
Ingram fighting with real confidence this round.
You know, maybe Gomez is getting a little tired.
Seems to me Ingram. Action for that last round. A lot of Ingram coming forward, responding. I said he doesn't want to fight a your turn, my turn fight because Gomez is too sharp. He's in the action more and more.
His face.
Ingram looks like he's in phenomenal.
The body. We've seen a great chin from Ingram. The body work is something I think he needs to invest in.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe Ingram's getting a little tired too.
Ingram does have that long torso. A lot of real estate that you can land those body shots. Gomez looking less and less comfortable. Ooh. Southpaw now, Ingram. Switching stances seamlessly.
You wonder how good he'd be if he had a good amateur career, was able to start when he was like 17 or 18 instead of starting when he was 22, 23. A slow round here, though, as far as punch output. Straight left hand there from Gomez.
Well, I think partly, Todd, that slower output is because
Gomez.
Ingram was controlling the space, but he just got hit with a big left hand and is holding on.
Let go. Stop, no punch. Hey, no punch. Hey. No punch. It's okay? Hey.
I think Ingram got rocked by that punch. He was holding on.
Yep.
Trying to recoup here.
Oh, and a big overhand left there for Gomez.
Move over.
Ingram wants that bell to ring, and now it got caught again.
Stop. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Hey, when you can't take the bell, you have to stop. You can play,
Hey,
Two very animated corners in between rounds. The trainer for both Ingram and Gomez shouting at the referee.
Breathe. You're right? Yeah. Look at me.
You have a pretty animated ref as well.
Ingram's in real trouble, I think, guys.
Yeah, he got rocked at the end of that round. First time we've seen him hurt to the head.
You got to have a tight defense. He's throwing that overhand. Okay? If you're beating him like that, stay right there, but you got to double up with those shots. How you feeling?
Here we see Ingram going forward, walks into a well-timed, well-placed overhand left. And after that, Ingram was holding on. And Gomez felt that he had hurt his man and went right back to it. Dug in with that overhand left over and over again. Then 3 or 4 of them really clean. Had Ingram walking back to his corner on ginger legs.
And look, we're headed towards uncharted territory in the professional career of Ingram. He has been the 6-round distance a few times, but he's only fought 6 rounds. Never seen the 7th in a professional fight.
The 5th round was by far the worst for Ingram. He took those power shots and then was wobbly-legged walking back to the corner. And he's stationary now, absorbing more punishment, and left hand from Gomez.
Got no defense for that overhand left.
And now Gomez turning up the temperature on Ingram.
Gomez is going for broke with that left hand.
Right when Ingram was really starting to turn a corner, or so it seemed, Gomez flipped the script there in round 5. Looks like Ingram's just trying to catch his breath right now. Get his senses about him. Not throwing any punches. Gloves up by his forehead.
This is where if I was Gomez, I wouldn't give him too much time to recover. He's got him on the ropes here after these last round and a half. I'd apply the pressure. Make Ingram work in there. See if you can tire him out.
Both these guys seem to be making that silent agreement that we're gonna rest a little bit here.
Just a wink and a nod.
I'm not sure I would make that agreement if I'm Gomez.
I agree. I would look for that overhand left. You had a homing missile on that thing and you just let it go. There it is again.
There you go.
Oh.
Ingram trying to come back to life. Is his energy meter coming back?
Gomez doing a good job. He's getting back to that upper body slipperiness. Making the bigger man miss consistently.
The crowd really trying to urge ANTRAVEOUS on here. But he just wants to get back to the stool and rest up a bit, it seems like.
Well, he does, but I think that Gomez wants to get back there just as bad. This has been almost an entire round off for Yoelvis Gomez.
Oh, boy, Ingram opened up for 1 second, and Gomez made him pay.
Stop.
They're going to do it again, ladies and gentlemen. Eubank versus Ben 2. They rekindle the family rivalry. Face-to-face again. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, November the 15th. Buy it now on DAZN. Who do you favor in the rematch?
Unless Ben can make adjustments, you got to go with Chris Eubank again. He showed that the dominance with his jab is something that he's got, and he can bring it out again. But if Ben makes some adjustments and uses that jab as well, combined with the explosiveness, he's got a shot.
Yeah, this was a fight that, 2 months ago would have been, I think, favorable to Ben. Getting the extra month's rest, I think that benefits an older fighter like Chris Eubank.
Interesting round last round. Not a whole lot happened. Gomez mostly took the round off, except for that humongous right hook right at the end of the round that seemed to shake up Ingram once again.
So a 7th round here for Ingram, boldly going where he's never gone before. But this is where he said he would bring the storm. Let's see if he has the energy and the endurance to do that. To Yoelvis Gomez, who's won most of, if not every round. Chris Mannix, how would you have this score, do you think?
He's won most of the rounds, and I think that contributes to the sense of urgency we saw from Ingram's corner in between rounds. Also, some members of his team sitting ringside urging him to bring the fight over these final 3 rounds. I do think Gomez is in the lead, but I think it's still within the kind of distance that if Ingram does something here, he has a chance to pull out a fight like this.
Ingram came out hot and heavy early in this round as a southpaw. Now has switched back to the orthodox stance, but having success from both stances at this point. Certainly seems to have no defense with that left hand from the southpaw position.
Ingram a lot more active this round, though.
Again, I think he and his team know that to be competitive in this fight, you got to win these next 3 rounds clean.
And he's doing well here in the 7th.
He's going for it. Lots of pressure coming from the less experienced Ingram.
But remember, last time Ingram started to really look good, Gomez clipped him with a big power shot.
Ooh. That one shot from Gomez at the end of the last round notwithstanding, he has looked like the more tired fighter. The punch output hasn't been there for Gomez.
And now it's Gomez going backwards. And where is this coming from Ingram? He seemed to be like wilting away. But he's got that second win.
And I mentioned the conditioning of Ingram. He's showing it here. Been in fantastic shape to take the shots that he's taken. And then here in the 7th round with this kind of output shows you that he is in elite condition.
How do you like these yams, Chris Mannix?
A big, deep breath from Gomez there after that body shot from Ingram. Good work this round from Ingram.
And Gomez now just loading up on shots, not throwing with Ingram. A few heavy shots there, but few and far between.
Best round of the fight for ANTRAVEOUS Ingram.
Dominant round.
Stop!
Necesito una toalla.
dominant round from Ingram. You see him coming forward, tons and tons of pressure, letting those hands go in combination. Gomez looked like he's wilting under the pressure. Threw some big shots toward the end of the round, but for the most part, a very dominant round from Ingram, as he really just didn't let Gomez breathe. And I think that's got to be the way from here on out if he's going to be victorious tonight.
So 3 rounds to go in what has been a very entertaining scrap between Yoelvis Gomez and ANTRAVEOUS Ingram. Ingram from nearby Kissimmee, Florida, and a couple of right hands from Ingram, and Gomez is really looking weak right now.
And he doubled and tripled that hook 3 consecutive times in the first 30 seconds of this round.
Ingram is mugging him at this point. He's just running him down.
And Gomez trying to hold on. The Cuban fighter is all of a sudden facing some real trouble here from the king of Kissimmee.
Hey, stop. Hey, no too holding, you understand? Look.
That's something to watch. That's a couple of warnings now towards Gomez. 1 point taken away in these final 3 rounds. That could make a huge difference.
This has been a rough and tumble fight for both these guys. Both have been warned a few times.
No punch.
That stopped Ingram in his tracks.
There you go.
Blood from the nose of Ingram.
Oh, boy! The footwork is gone all of a sudden for Ingram. He's flat-footed, and Gomez took advantage.
Yeah, Todd, he didn't recover from that first right hand.
Oh! And spit comes shooting right over Chris Mannix's head.
Let go.
Wow, what a shot.
Move.
Every time Ingram seems like he starts to get in control, Gomez lands a huge shot.
Move over.
The skill between these two guys is no longer relevant. This has become a brawl.
Hey.
Oh, this is a full-on street fight at this point. Nice body shot there. Straight left hand down low to the liver. Back comes Gomez. Big right hook upstairs. How do you not love this action?
No got Cuba. No got
Watching these guys, they almost look like the tired character in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. They need that 15, 20 seconds to recover before they can throw haymakers again.
Huge body shot from Gomez. Very smart of him to go downstairs in a firefight like this late.
And you wonder how the judges are scoring some of these rounds. They're very close.
Hey, no behind the head.
I think the last couple have been pretty solid for Ingram.
No punch.
This round started out solid for Ingram, but Gomez landed some really big shots that seemed to bother Ingram quite bad.
No punch.
Ingram,
Yeah, it's been a good close of this round. Good final minute for Gomez.
I always say you don't have to be a good athlete to be a good boxer, but it definitely doesn't hurt.
No es que tú estás cansado, tú te cansas mentalmente. Ese está más, tú le has dado más fuerte que lo que él te ha dado a ti. Come, con los swings, mírame, con los swings nada más tú le ganas. Ahora lo que tiene que asegurarle meterle los swings fuertes.
Beginning of the round was all Ingram coming forward, but big shots like that changed the flow of action as Gomez really was resurged after landing those shots. And you can see Ingram really struggling the second half of that round, taking tons of punishment, bleeding from the mouth and the nose, was leaning on the ropes, waving Gomez in, because I don't think he had his legs underneath him, but was still landing big shots and trading throughout.
Chris Mannix, tell me if you agree with this. I feel like Ingram's in the fight, but he probably needs to win the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think that Gomez probably banked most, if not all, of the first 5 rounds of this fight. So there's a lot of urgency on Ingram's part to win these last 2, and maybe he needs to do something, get a knockdown, point deduction, something to level the playing field.
Yeah, I feel like Ingram did have that really good round 4, so if you give him that one,
Yeah, that was the round that I gave Ingram, was round 4. Other than that, it was all Gomez.
He still needs to win the 9th and 10th, you would believe. But again, we're in the hometown of Ingram. You wonder if all the cheering and yelling and hooting and hollering is affecting the judges.
If Ingram would have stayed in control that last round, he had a really good chance to win this fight, but he needs to win 9 and 10 here to be competitive.
You know, I'll give Ingram a ton of credit, man. Like, a lot of times when we see a guy that doesn't have a great resume but does have a glossy record that is almost overconfident, you kind of roll your eyes sometimes at fighters like that. But Ingram, he's backed up everything he said this week. He has weathered the early storm from Gomez, and he has put himself in a position to win this fight.
Absolutely. And he's a guy, win, lose, or draw tonight, I want to see him again. I mean, he looks like the kind of guy who's going to get better from a fight like this.
And he's only 26 years old, just a couple years experience.
And I'd love to see him double and triple up that hook. Had a lot of success with that early in the last round.
These last couple rounds come down maybe to who put in more work in the gym, who dug deeper, who went harder.
Let go.
Both guys are still throwing heavy shots. Not as much output, but still loading up.
A left followed up, or right rather, followed up with a left body shot there from Ingram, catches him with a right.
Both these guys landed huge body shots in that exchange.
This crowd is going nuts.
Can Yams pick up the biggest win of his career? He's got to close strong, and he's having a pretty good night.
Knock it out.
And as you said, Todd, he does like to perform in front of his crowd, and this crowd is really behind him tonight.
And a triple shot from La Hoya.
Let go.
Boy, it looked like Ingram was winning the round, but Gomez landed some heavy hands late.
How about that chin on Ingram?
Hold on, don't spit out, spit it.
È l'ultima salta, touch.
Last round.
Hey, last round. I want it clear.
Yes, sir.
More heavy shots there from Gomez, doubling up that right hook, tripling up that right hook, landing 2 out of 3 of them pretty clean. That's been a great weapon all night long, and it's been a testament to the chin of ANTRAVEOUS Ingram.
Go. Limpio. You have to do.
All right, what do they have in store for us here in the final 3 minutes?
Gomez goes right back to that right hook.
I think they both want a knockout.
I think it's interesting to see Gomez come out as aggressive as he did. I think he's probably leading on the judges' scorecards, but that was an early flurry that maybe indicates he needs to do something strong and win this round.
Probably got a tongue lashing in his corner saying we need this round, which would be smart instruction in a fight this competitive.
Yeah, and again, Ingram has never fought past the 6th round before, so he's really doing well, all things considered.
If you're Ingram, you got to let your hands go here. You got to be the one applying the pressure. Make Gomez fight off the back foot. That's where he's had the most success over these last 4 rounds.
Good right hand from Ingram. The crowd, I mean, on fire here at Caribe Royale.
This is one of those fights you don't want to wake up on Sunday morning and say, man, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I coulda, I shoulda, but I didn't. I don't think Ingram's going to leave it on the table. I think he's going to go for it.
Chance of trade for ANTRAVEOUS. They're trying to will him on here in the 10th round, but Gomez coming right after him.
Gomez being the aggressor here, which is very smart. Florida judges like aggression. I've called enough fights down here to know that.
It's a little surprising to me to see Ingram fight in such a defensive posture in this last round. He's got to know that he's down or his fight is really close.
Maybe he's saving it for the last 30 seconds or so. Oh, he got caught with a right hand.
I don't think he should save anything. He's got to go for it. If you notice, though, ANTRAVEOUS has not closed his mouth all round long. Wondering if he has a damaged jaw.
He certainly took a lot of clean shots to it.
Let go, let go. No holding, no holding, no holding. Let go.
Yeah, spitting out blood, too. Not a good sign.
Either way, both these fighters so much hard. A right hand from Gomez.
Oh, and another
one. It's Gomez who's closing strong.
This has been an impressive round from Gomez, who's looked tired in previous rounds, really coming out here in round 10, leaving it all on the line.
Well, the crowd did their part as Gomez and Ingram go the distance here in Orlando.
What a fight. What a fight.
There you go, baby. Good referee.
Great referee.
Yeah.
They're looking at the mouth of ANTRAVEOUS Ingram.
Yeah, it's not a good sign when you can't close your jaw. I've been in fights like that. You get swelling in that lower mandible, and there's just, your teeth don't connect. It's a really strange feeling.
Well, Gomez all smiles, and Chris Mannix, you got to believe the Cuban believes he did enough to win.
Yeah, I think he did enough to win as well. Controlled most of the early rounds. Had some rough moments there in the middle of the fight where Ingram really started to build some momentum, but closed strong, especially in that 10th round. Good finish for Gomez, and I expect him to win a competitive decision. You can certainly see the respect from Gomez and his team for Ingram after a fight like that. You see Ismail Shalas coming over to speak to Ingram after this fight. Gomez, I don't know what he expected coming into this one, but he certainly got his money's worth from Ingram.
Well, Josh Dwyer will defend his BKFC title against former champ Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt on Saturday, November 15. Both men have a chance to settle unfinished business with the BKFC Light Heavyweight Championship on the line live on DAZN. Chris Algieri, you're good buddies with Paulie Malignaggi, who just had a bare-knuckle fight. In winning, he still looked like he got beat pillar to post. He was telling you to try and do some of that bare-knuckle stuff. Any chance we see you in there?
Hell no. That is not happening. Even when you win, you lose.
Yeah. Your face is too pretty for all that.
I don't want to break my hands anymore. If I broke them enough during my pro career with gloves, I don't know how they'd handle no gloves.
So did Yoelvis Gomez pick up his 10th professional win? We're about to find out. David Diamante has the numbers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a nice round of applause out here for both of these fighters. After 10 rounds of action here in Orlando, we go to the judges' score totals, and they read as follows. Efrain LeBron, 96-94, Gomez. James O'Connor, 96-94, Ingram. David DeYoung scores this bout 95-95. We have a split draw.
Wow.
How about that? The judges clearly had a lot of respect for the work Ingram did in the middle rounds of this fight. I'm looking forward to seeing what these scorecards look like. It was certainly a competitive fight. I thought Gomez did enough to win. Man, what a finish to this fight.
Remember what I said about Florida judges? They like the effective aggressor, or the aggressor. They don't have to be effective. Ingram was aggressive a lot tonight. Also, the crowd was behind him. That can influence the judging as well. I, too, would like to see what the scorecards are. I thought Gomez did enough, especially with the strength of how he closed the 10th round. But, I mean, it just shows you how good of a fight this was, competitive throughout.
Yeah, and you see Gomez checking out that right shoulder. We don't know what the state of Ingram's jaw seems to be. His mouth is moving a little strangely now, but hey, I would love to see this fight again. You've got a guy from this area, does a good crowd. A lot of fans showed up tonight. A Cuban fighter who has fought in this venue before. Would love to see these guys bumped up the scoreboard there and get up to maybe a co-main event in a fight down here down the line.
And I said, win, lose, or draw, I want to see Ingram again. Listen, win, lose, or draw, I want to see both these guys again. And they did have a draw, but I mean, great stuff throughout. The action was incredible. Started fast. Gomez just looked like he was too good, too slick, too smooth, too powerful. You name it. He looked like he had it. You know, the experience was there. Those 250 amateur fight skill was on display early on. First 3 rounds, pretty dominant by Gomez. But Ingram showed a hell of a beard, man. He was taking big shots throughout, but also an incredible gas tank and will. He started coming forward in that 4th round, landed some big shots, got respect from Gomez. That you see him biting down on his jaw, some of those big overhand lefts and right hooks. But from here on out, those middle rounds was just a war of attrition. Back and forth action. Awesome fight, beginning to end. Ebbs, flows, this fight had it all.
And look at the total punches landed, man, a very close fight. Ingram landed 176 compared to 142 for Gomez. He was also busier, but Gomez more accurate. I'd like to see a rematch from these guys. And keep in mind, for Ingram, he's still got that all-important 0 next to his name. He still has not lost, and I guarantee you he gets a lot better after the experience he learned fighting this very tough Cuban.